Hello, my brothers! It is I, Disco Jesus! And I'm going to be reading this fanfic that was recommended to me. For those who know who I am, I'm Disco Jesus. Apparently the only chair I have is this old one that some lady threw out. Basically, I found Jack left his laptop and his phone near my dumpster. So today I decided to take over his channel. Apparently playing some Wooden's game or something. So yes, I just upon what I do know, there's a Harry Potter fanfic that's all about Christianity and Jesus. So I'm going to be reading this. It's called Hogwarts, School of Prayer and Miracles. This is the first chapter. Hello, I am Grace Ann. I am new to this whole fanfic thing, but recently I've had a problem that I believe is a solution. My little ones are asking me to read the Harry Potter books. Of course, I'm happy for them reading, but I don't want them turning into witches. So I thought, why not make the site changes? These books are fairly friendly. So then I thought, why not show all the other mummies who are facing the same problem? So, ta-da! Here it is! I'm so excited to share them all. Without further ado, once upon a time, there was a brother named Harry Potter who lived in the stairs in a house called Privet Drive with his aunt and uncle. He was a good, obedient boy who did all his chores, but he felt like he was missing something in his life, something big and special, but I couldn't quite name it. He stayed up all night, wishing for something special. Then one day, there was a knock on the door and changed everything. I said no, honey! Answered Petunia, a career woman, who barked on an armchair as he sat on his feet. She had a short, curly blonde hair and never wore any makeup. Uncle Vernon nodded sheepishly from the kitchen to put a tray of moist chocolate brownies in the oven. Shouldn't he be doing that? Harry thought, as he was a very obedient boy. So he answered the door, entered the brass metal knob, and pulled open a heavy door. In the porch was a big, muscular man with a big, manly beard, in a plaid red shirt, blue jeans, and sturdy leather jacket boots. His chest was covered in a thick, rolling carpet of coarse spun hair. He wore a necklace that Harry looked at lower T. Harry felt happy, peaceful somehow, but couldn't say why. Good morning, brother. The man greeted Amidelli. Harry smiled. He had a peaceful, sort of friendly face he could trust. My name is Hagrid. Can I speak to your mommy, daddy? I don't have a mommy, daddy. Harry said sadly. He looked around the raggedy old shoes. They were blue. Perhaps he felt like they was lonely. Not the first time. Perhaps he was missing all your daddy. But no, not quite. I'm sorry to hit him, Harry said vaguely. You can speak of my auntie and uncle. Harry reported politely, with his blue eyes. What do you want? Petunia peered out the door with a narrow, screwed eyes, and she was wearing a baggy, unflattering pantsuit. Hello, neighbor. How long are you can be saved, Harry? Hagrid said brightly. He tipped his white-brimmed straw cowboy hat. Antonia laughed gravely, leaned toward the practical books. Saved! Don't you know one of those Christians? Harry did not know what the word meant, but Hagrid smiled a big smile he'd seen. It was very warm, and Harry was in glowing, radiant grin, a kind, friendly, stranger's face. And he wondered why Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon did not smile like that. Yes, I am, Hagrid said kindly. Are you? Aunt Petunia laughed again and took her pointy ship nose in the air. We have to split with it! How'd you find the Duckins? Go instead! Duckins visit! Would you like us to get you a Duckins, brother? Why is a Christian? Harry queered innocently as scuffed on his haggy yellow carpet, which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. Christians are people want to be good, Harry explained wisely and crouched down the eye. We want to go to heaven after we die. Do you know what heaven is, Harry? Harry shook his head with his eye, making curious. Harry, heaven is a beautiful place we can be with God. Aunt Petunia smacked her hand over Harry's young ears, and her voice was sickly sweet. She said, "Thank you very much for getting us here, but it's not your religion. Yes, science, it's tradition, laughed Lizzie. Evolution's a fairy tale, brother. Do you really believe that? Yes, I do! Then prove it. Antigone stared, her big mouth open. Here he thought she was educated. She always deemed that Christians proved that they believe it, but she couldn't prove her own religion. It was then Harry knew that he was the smart one. Tell me when you go through this heaven place, brother. Harry said quietly, clasping his hands together. Sometimes. A wisdom? I hear the music. We think I've grown up about it. But then God speaks to one of the mouths and shows we are all mortals, struggling with half of life. Humility. All you have to do is be saved. Do you want to be saved? I do! I said, then pray a sinner's prayer! I really started something, but she was proud because Harry's pure, innocent, holy energy. Soon, Harry said the prayer. Hagrid beamed happily. You're a Christian now, Harry! Hagrid cried proudly. Harry smiled, but then was integrated. But I want to be Christian! I don't know how. There's only one place to learn that. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, brother. All the stout. So what do you think? I made up a professional rap. I think I can follow the talent, great mission. Blessings. Grisan. Apparently this is 14 chapters, so yeah, apparently to my knowledge Jack actually read that god-awful My Immortal fanfic. Alright, other stuff. Hello friends! I've been so lovely thankful for mummies everywhere. And I've been wanting to say thank you for your encouragement. However, I have several messages that my story is bad because Harry Potter is not just about witches. About friendship, bravery, kindness, friends. This is exactly what I've been saying. Harry Potter has so many good things, but it has witchcraft. So my children cannot read it. But this is why I'm writing this. So all they can do is have all the adventure good morals in the Harry Potter books about all the bad stuff that's boggling down. I mean, Matthew 3:12, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Chapter 2! Oh yeah, I'm wondering, I live in a dumpster. I live in a dumpster underneath like an underpass. Right now, traffic's quite quiet because, but I don't know. You're used to it. How school prayer miracles. Harry questioned about just hearing a name. You felt like an inner peace. You wanted to have more than that peace. You want to learn how to be a good Christian boy. You think like being a good Christian and other things. I want to go there. Hagrid beamed wildly. He had been praying so hard to save his soul today, and then he was trying to save the soul of such a sweet, innocent young one. The poor boy had been raised by two parents who were not Christian, and all went to work, and left him a babysitter all day long. It was a good thing that Harry got there to the time. 5 years down the road, Hagrid might have been a forced, drug-addicted evolutionist. Oh no! The worst kind of evolutionist! Or even worse! A Beatles fan! Don't be silly, Harry! I put the competitive hog but head. Go into that! I'll read you a book about evolution! And there's a token! You don't need that silly version! Harry shook the scissors, face not very hard. I'm telling you, Hagrid, with the closest parents he had. As is the one whom he knew. Could he really leave? But he was safe now. He had the prayers, sinners' faith. He could not stay there more when in there. Suddenly, he knew what he had to do. No, I'm telling you, he said absolutely. Evolution's not real. I'm going to Hogwarts, brother. No, Harry! Isn't that great? I have an idea! We're gonna have a second birthday today. Your birthday's right? Birthdays are not a god. After saying it away, he looked at his aunt with himself. You tried to corrupt me, but it did not work. I forgive you, Aunt Petunia, because of Luke 23:34. Suddenly, Harry's a big expert on this. Hagrid was amazed by one willing wisdom of the ones. He did not know if he could forgive someone who had just hurt him, as this woman who had hurt little Harry, denying him the truth. How could he be so cruel? But this is the Harry we knew twice. He had forgiven that. Hagrid gained a new understanding of Matthew 19:14 that day. Don't leave, Harry! Dudley, well, Chelsea, but not Harry Potter fans out there. Dudley's the dipshit cousin. Yeah, apparently Harry Potter got popular because there's a video game that came out called Hogwarts Legacy. I want to watch Let's Play a bit, but it looks fairly fun, brother. Too bad people got harassed. I'm not sure how to say it. Let's step forward. Come on, Dursley. I'll be saved. What did I do? With that, he and Hagrid began to walk down Privet Drive. Where will we go to the school, Hagrid? Harry queried questioningly. We will pray. How do we do that? Watch, he said as he got down on his knees. He motioned to Harry to get down on his knees. Hagrid set his hand to the heavens and cried out to the underside, "Dear Lord, make us to Hogwarts!" He felt the rain in a moment, and he sat down on damp grass outside a humongous, beautiful castle, looking on at the tall towers of grey stones. What a beautiful place! A thin man with a long pointy beard and big white spectacles came upon Harry. He was wearing a brown tweeded suit and nice matching hat. His shoes were made of leather and polished until they shone. He had a smile as big as Hagrid's. So peaceful, Harry just knew he could trust him. A lovely, kind young man with flowing blonde hair and a pleasant, heart-shaped face stood behind this holy man. Hello there, little one, the great lady. I am Reverend Albus Dumbledore. This is my wife, Minerva. Minerva McGonagall, who's from Scotland. That's Scotland. I know a guy from Scotland. Hey, Tucker! What is it like that? They mentioned Scotland. You know I have to get Japanese, right, auntie? I'm actually Ben. Sorry, officer. On your work. Okay, have fun reading that FANFIC, Lefty! Episodes. Blessings, sister. Hello, friends. I've been struggling out whether or not to keep going the story, but a lot of it praying. My husband has decided the right thing. Well, you know what's been good Christian literature to me. This bad time, so that can be hard by. So do my best. Pleasure to meet you, Redbeard. Dumbledore. Harry said lightly. Got such a beautiful place you have, brother. Remember, what think you, little one? His voice was a distinctive southern twang that Harry felt so welcome. He knew at that moment Reneverde was a man of God. The poor little one has raised a terrible situation, Harry said. He was watched as his babysitter every second. His aunt saw him as a part of her perfect life package, like the big house, the fancy career, the speedy car. Of course, I said sadly. Too bad no one told her. Parenting should be about the children, not the parent. That is why it's called parenting, Hagrid said wisely. Dumbledore turned to Harry and announced authoritatively, "Now! To your senior class tomorrow. Today we start the dormitory first. Why don't you eat dinner with my family and me?" "Really?" Harry was asked. "I never had a family dinner before, brother." "Why don't you have come with us?" Dumbledore said kindly. He got down on his knees. He did the same, raising his eyes, massive man, the hands around the heavens. Dumbledore bellowed in a voice even louder to Hagrid's. "Lord, pray think of the kitchen." Suddenly, the fellow saw a tasteful, decorated kitchen. And also the Bee Gees were there. They're my disciples. They were my disciples. I also have 3 followers so far. By the way, Jimmy T, this guy from a place called Diamond City. He plays a place called Club Sugar. Probably heard of him. Next is this guy, Funkus Dude. It's called this clever riddle loving guy who has a nice job, groove. He lives in a place called Inaba and goes to a school called Yasugami. And finally, Disco Stu from who lives in Springfield. I don't know Springfield. There. Wow, said Harry as he shouted off. We're still getting used to the power of prayer. Sometimes we take the wonderful things the world has granted us, and it takes a new the full understanding of what they are. This is amazing, Harry said. Harry felt like, "God's an amazing guy." He sure is, the River's wife chuckled. And get down on her knees, rest her feet. Our dead Lord, they set the table, the sky blue cloth, and the Sunday dishes. Please give us the biscuits of fried gold brown gravy. Creamy mashed potatoes. My great aunt's corn casserole, the corn on the cob with the salt of butter. And for dessert, some chocolate raspberry cookies. All these things on the table were Renovated wife asked to masterfully prepared and delicious smelling. Harry's mouth dropped open. Truly, this woman was a real proper stellar woman. Hermione, the Reverend tried. Their time. Emily, with cheerful obedience. A 11-year-old girl with a pretty pink dress with a matching bow. Or red. Girl named Audrey wore that. Shaw, brother. Oh yeah, I should probably bring this up. So, basically, a while ago, a giant caterpillar, about 2 years ago, a giant caterpillar attacked Gmotville. From what I heard on the radio. Basically, some lady, somebody gave Sean a caterpillar to watch over, and then basically they got slapped so hard that they've been in a coma for the past year. Apparently around this time, Audrey has started dating some Mormon guy. Because she, for some reason. I guess she thinks that Sean is dead. Alright. She ran over her father and gave the right smile that the daughters have. Welcome home, Daddy! She smiled and turned to his wife. Can I have help with dinner, boy? It's all over bad. Thanks be to God, the mother retorted gracefully. Hermione nodded knowingly. Hermione, and that's to meet Harry Potter. He's a new student at Hogwarts School of Paramiracles. Dumbledore to be magnificently. Harry, I'd like you to be Hermione Granger, my beloved daughter. That's our check. Dumbledore and Goggle and oh god, the pop up! Oh my god, food! There's a siren. It means I have food. I have to go downstairs, brother. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, my dumpster is upstairs. There's a stairway nearby. Yeah, sometimes I like to keep a door. Alright, let's see. Place of victory, set a shot green. Harvard. Yeah, it's the most beautiful girl she ever came across. So different from the other girls' public schools, who were focused on being like the career woman they saw in Sex in the City. This one has a picture of innocence and godliness. Now, Dumbledore said gladly, let us eat! And as holy men, women, and little ones dig in to the delicious man the Lord granted them, the conversation amongst the adults turned to dark topics. Harry listened intently, but he did not understand. I was very interested. Dark days are coming, Hagrid said. I will roll. Evil forces are coming for this world. The little ones at Hogwarts may be our last resort. Psalm 1275. Dumbledore referenced solemnly. Around the others, Hogwarts might be the last of this good. Chapter 11. Chapter 4. Dangerous days ahead. Author, hello, brothers, sisters, others. I apologize for being so long. My little ones came down with pneumonia. So of course my life is nothing but doctor's appointments and chicken soup. And that's a tough yellow weeks for a mummy to do. I nearly forgotten about this little story of mine. When I sat down to catch my email, and lo and behold, there were dozens of edges of his lovely site. Now, of course, there were some hateful messages that made me sad. For every review posted by an evolutionist with a bee in his bonnet, there are 3 lovely private messages from other bodies out there thanking me for doing the Lord's work. Wow! Now I knew the Lord's telling me. So here's another chapter for all you mummies out there. And for all you non-believers spreading the hatred. Well, let's see if you aren't converted by the sword. The story is over! When the delicious filling dinner had ended, Harry wiped some of the last tasty cookie crumbs on his mouth side. He was very tired, but discovered the truth. Being saved at Hogwarts had clearly been a long day for this little one. You sure like you're here tonight sleep, the Reverend's wife said. Why would you like to move into the dormitory? I would love to. Harry said quickly. He was excited becoming a student there. He was so grateful for the opportunity of the Lord. Some people who had done him grateful. Hermione! What are you sure I used to our dormitory? Dumbledore said wisely. I'd love to, Daddy. Hermione set the girl smile on her feet. Well, that'll be becoming a pink block. Should I create the picture first? I should take care of that, the Reverend's wife said softly. And she was beginning to clear up the elegant polished dishes. Thanks, mother. Hermione gratefully then walked over there. Harry left Saturday, got to his bed. His aunt had never taught him to talk pretty girls. He always said that the pretty girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman should put her career first, and didn't care about her looks. But it only took one good look at the godly young girl and realized how wrong that was. One taking her pride in her appearance and honoring the Lord, because that all is the Lord gave her pretty face that's there, taking her that important. Harry got the feeling that Hermione was beautiful and on the inside, and as well as that side. The 2 little ones stepped out of the brisk, clean, chill night, and for a few minutes they were both silent. Harry did not think it was possible for this sweet, demure girl to be as nervous as she was, with so silent and pure of herself. Harry said, "Welcome to Hogwarts. It's a lovely place. I'm so glad you're here. Harry, it's Zoe. Right, that's cross whatever." They were going in the direction of the cluster of imposing stone, academic-looking buildings. "Thank you," he said immediately. "It's beautiful, very holy." "It is," Hermione said, and her chocolate-colored, carefully curled tresses were bouncing along the steps. "My father's a god amazed to spread the Lord. The Lord is great at. Truly, noble dream," Harry said a few years. Harry walked for a few minutes in silence. Eventually, they reached the end of the green meadow. "The boys are that way." Harry exposed Hermione so knowingly. And with the instant casual affection of children, Hermione, she grabbed Harry's hand and she led him to the entrance classrooms. Harry was so nervous he could not think anything. His brain fumbled the question thing. Before he could manage to say a word, Hermione came to a tall tower. It's the boys' dormitory, he said kindly. And she gestured heavily up the line. I should show you inside, but I would hate to cause a scandal. That is sad, Harry said. Too many young men these days pressure young women doing and forbidden. It is a mark of a true old-fashioned gentleman who respects every young woman is another man's future wife. Or another wife's future wife. Woman's future wife. Because they all know the truly dreadful, terrible sin of bringing another man's wife into intimacy. Why does modern culture treat that like an okay simply because she does not have her yet? Man's laws may permit it, but the laws of the law are not bound by time. Hermione moved to push open the imposing large doors of the struggle of the knob. It was quite a heavy door, Harry said. Without question, he would have a proud, godly girl to open up the door. He's very proud. With a simple faith so often in the little ones, Harry got on both knees and lifted his head skyward, shouted, "Dear Lord, please open these doors and allow me to enter my new life, brother." With a loud, thunderous boom that echoed the expansive, beautiful campus, the door opened. Harry stood up, Hermione's jaw opened. Now she knew this was truly a man alone. Harry was about to step inside. Hermione grabbed his arm for this one time. "Wait, Harry!" Harry said one time. "There's something you should know. What is it?" "My mother said the dark times are coming." Hermione spoke wordily. "There's a man named Voldemort who wants to destroy all of Sandford. He is pushing an agenda in the Congress that will stop us from practicing our faith freely. But that is our fathers built this nation for," Harry said quietly. "This is a freedom of religion." "Voldemort doesn't care," Ron said. Hermione shook her head. "He's gaining the power. The freedoms of Christians practice our faith disappearing by the day. Soon it'll be like it was in Rome." Lovely lady like tears began rolling down to the clay. "And I don't like lions." "It'll be all right. You know that Gryffindor's a lion, right, sister?" "We'll pay really, really high as we're here, after all. So you're beautiful." Hermione proudly surprised me. She wiped the tears away. She flung her arms on Harry's neck. "Thank you for giving me the courage." Harry patted her head and departed in her new built home. It wasn't like until the doors closed they saw him inside. He supported those to sleep. The tower consisted of an old staircase. They stepped, sacred wall, and there was a door leading into the room. The stairway. Harry felt that at the very moment a quick prayer showed him the way. As he collapsed in his bed, very tired of the day, he thought, "The holiday's coming. A truly good thing." Now, I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan myself, brother, but I know for a fact that this series takes place somewhere in Scotland, and I'm pretty sure that the British that this is not in America. Alright, maybe the author will acknowledge that. Episode number 5, New Friend? Hello, friends! I have various chapter of this shorter because as soon as one little sick one gets better, you wouldn't know it. Another one gets around to either. Whoa, Mama's last year is exhausted. I wasn't planning on another chapter till things had settled down. But the hubby says the work of the Lord doesn't wait till the whims of men. So you can thank Ephesians 5:12-24 for the speedy update. Oh, and on that, some of you lovely ears like really write down a Bible verse each chapter. Well, far be it from me to not spread the word of the Lord. Question I have gotten in the original books. Harry Potter friends make good question authority. How to say it? Well, it's quite tough that you asked me. I asked the hubby about it. We all agree that it's good to be authority. When authority acting in the Lord, it should be talked to that authority. Acts 5-9. When you see the authority, the bad decision, the chapter, nobody is perfect except the Lord. No, not even Dumbledore. No matter what the original books told you and how Harry Potter handles a big question story, it will be very different from the original books. I got Peter from my friend who's pretty confused. I like this. I don't own this box. That belongs to a certain transphobic woman. without further ado. Harry woke up from a grippy, filthy mattress. Not only that, he entered his surroundings. The room everything a little boy needed. There was a big, warm fireplace with gray stone walls, a set of intelligent, age-appropriate books, the Holy Bible, with a sheltered shelf of course. There was a simple wood dresser, respectful, school-appropriate attire, with a clean porcelain sink, washing up and brushing teeth such. And then, it was only then our hero that noticed that there was another bed in the room. It was the same as his own bed, except that this bed had not been taken. Also, this bed had its own Bible in it, and it looked different from the one on the shelf. But where's this new roommate of his? Harry looked to clear the boy shockingly kneeling there. Shockingly, Harry felt a horror. He quickly composed himself. Hello, friend. My name is Harry Potter. And I think you're my roommate. What's your name? Ronald Weasley, brother. The other boy smiled differently, and the other reached out and read, Welcome to Hogwarts. I'm a Christian too. Really? Exclaimed, clasped together. This is Charles News. Ron smiled so easily, and Harry remembered that he had spent the boy by praying to a statue, and he wondered what it would be. But he was new to this whole Christianity thing, and it was there. Still, it is quite different. He bravely resolved that it would be up to Dumbledore. Well, I'd like to come up with his breakfast, Ronald said politely, as he got to the statue kneeling in front of him. There's delicious food here in the Great Hall. Oh, would I? Harry said lightly, as he bolted out of the bed and brushed his teeth and washed his face. This little one certainly had healthy appetite. In a jiffy, Harry and his new friend and the new stream young lads sitting in the room. They had breakfast. You could smell the aroma of the breakfast from the Great Hall. It was left to right to their noses. Before they knew it, they were sitting in the Great Hall. Come sit with me and my family, Ronald said eagerly, as he ventured towards a little pack full of people with hair just as red as his. Come on. I can't wait for you to see him. I made a new friend. Harry followed Ron with his obedience to the one who may not have any friends in the situation. Oh, and circumstance that he can be. How many followers have been installed in the situation? Guys, Harry. He pulled Harry to the table. This is Harry Potter. This is my new roommate. Hello, Harry, said the Weasleys chorously. Welcome to Hogwarts School of Prayer Miracles. Hello, Harry stammered shyly. Something about this group made him nervous. Nice to meet you. He sat down. God, I can smell delicious food. It's this. Sooner or later, across his mind, the Reverend Dumbledore came across the Great Hall stage, dropped on his knees, and said, raised his hands out and said, They Lord, be around the young ones, a free straps of bacon or links of sausage, each for the ladies, a horrible oatmeal flavored with cinnamon and apple chunks. 2 poached eggs for all the way. Home fries seasoned with garlic. A glass of orange juice and milk. And dishes up to the desk. Harry once again amazed to see the food appear in front of him. The food looked and smelled amazing. He is living. Old Minerva had something to do with this delicious food. But before he dug into the food, he remembered that he had something to do with the Reverend. Harry felt nervously. He ran to Dumbledore as he hoped. Excuse me, the young leader said instantly as he ran to the Reverend. As a gooder. Excuse me, Reverend. What is it, brother? The Reverend asked kindly. He was dressed in slightly sturdily manly jeans, a red, white, and blue dress shirt, which is a few dresses were visible, and a pair of admirable brown cowboy boots. Am I sitting? Are you stepping all right? I sure am, said. How are things with family? Very well, replied Dumbledore, knowledge. He was impressed by the little one's manners. Well, something about the hat. Well, Harry began comfortably, as he and his blue sneaker kick foot across the floor of the Great Hall. I woke up this morning, saw my roommate praying to the statue. Is it really okay to do? It's a real toughie, Dumbledore said. Well, I don't worship idols. In fact, it's a very unchristian thing to do. But you see, here at Hogwarts, we divide ourselves into sorted hats. After breakfast, all the new little ones will choose their hats. Each hat has a different belief. But we all love the Lord, and what is a common thing? That does sound true, Harry pondered sensitively. But is it really? It really seems that? When we love the Lord, we don't divide ourselves? Or divisions between the different hats? Really something such a limited to their meddling Christianity? What are those divisions? Well, they're somewhat significant, Dumbledore said. For instance, I am a Gryffindor hat. We believe in everything in the Bible. And the only the Bible. That red-headed roommate of yours is a Slytherin hat. And sometimes worship statues? Harry said it silly. Reverend gravely. Then how are they questioned? He said. What about Exodus 24:6? It is the 10th commandment. Well, they do have different connotations, the Lord said, meaning well. They do love the Lord, and that's all we need. But do they really love the Lord? Harry position got it. If they do, then why do they worship statues? Dark days are coming, Dumbledore said. Immediately being conclusive. If I were a Dumbledore, the only Hogwarts had a Hogwarts, there would be not many people left. I see, Harry concernedly, as Ronald's overcrowded mood, and getting nervous that business. But he supposed he did help Dumbledore. After all, girls so best, right? I was thought, but it. Ephesians 2:4-6. When submit yourselves upon the husband and unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, and even Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, the church is the subject unto Christ. So the wives be their own husbands and everything. Acts 5:2-5. Then Peter, the other apostle, said, I will obey God rather than man. Exodus 2:1-4-6. Thou shalt not give in any image or anything the likeness is the heaven above, or that the earth beneath it is in the water underneath under the earth. Thou shalt not bow to thyself for them, nor them. For I, the Lord, that God, a jealous God, inquiring clearly the fathers upon the men unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and then shew the mercy on the thousands of that love me and keep my commandments. Yeah, also, again, not a Harry Potter fan, but I know for a fact that Ron is a Gryffindor, and all the Weasleys, for that matter, are Gryffindors, not Slytherins. Also, hello, friends. I apologize for the evil subscribe messages. I haven't relied to, but things are awful here at Fort Parsons, and our mommy's workers never died. Thankfully, all the main little ones. It looks like the second sickie did not have pneumonia after all. It's just the flu. A rough day. Now little Parsons are tip-top shape. Phew! Here I walked back to the top table of redheads. It was now noticed that they were all wearing green and black baseball caps with snakes on them. Tentatively, Harold was not wearing a hat like Harry knew. So, he said, a bit bad, Beckett. What sort of hat would you choose? Oh, I'll definitely choose Slytherin, Ron said. The oatmeal says, my whole family is Slytherins. And they generally count the steel there. And then Harry all turned and smiled away. You should become Slytherin too if you can do it. Wait a minute, so why don't the Slytherins believe? Sure. They say, first we believe in the Bible. It's wonderful. Harry reacted wonderfully as choose as well. Perhaps I could be Slytherin as well. But wait, that's not all. So Gryffindor has to believe the Bible too, but Slytherins have even more. We have a book full of guidelines how to be a good person. A whole Slytherin sense there. Harry brushed his innocence. Showbrow and his oatmeal meal. Do you really believe the Bible? Ron growled as he believed the Bible. Why do you have the Bible when you have more? Why, that would be only praying to God. God, Harry gasped in the horror of the bacon. Of course I only pray to God. Who else do I pray to? What about Mary? Harry said, yeah, they have to worship her. And the mama of our Lord, Harry still had his schedule. I don't worship her. Well, God hates you, Harry said simply. And a piece of bacon flew out of mouth, so did. Harry was tentative. He was into this Christianity thing, but he did not think God would hate him for not worshiping his mother. On the contrary, he had a hunch that God might want people to worship him. Don't listen, commented the voice behind Harry. Harry, that's a mountain girl his own age. She had yellow hair, braids. She wore a tie-dye shirt and a bag of jeans with flowers in her hair. Peace, she said, Donkey patches on her hair. You should not be a Slytherin hat. The girl continued on. She was eating what looked Like it was supposed to be bacon, but it smelled like bacon. It's a vocal sensation that bacon is supposed to have. Instead, it is vegetables that blended diarrhea. Yuck! Harry would take real bacon over that any day. They are far too strict. Harry is skeptical. He's not sure about the whole Slytherin business, but the word strict did not come to mind. He should become a Hufflepuff hat. The girl did. I'm gonna do that. What the Hufflepuff hat believe in? Yeah, this is literally Team Fortress 2! Oh, what was the true hat? Hufflepuff hats believe in the Bible, but only some of it. Luna said carefully. Oh, yeah, Luna. Oh, yeah, that Luna's sister. She's the weird Ravenclaw chick, if I'm correct. We don't believe in that stuff against fornication, drinking, and socialism. But we really like Matthew saying, "Why, that's bad. We're really fun. We'd nice to agree with you." That is the divisive, deserved laugh from the cafeteria. A smiling young man looked around Harry's name with thick and black hair, and even paler than Luna's, wearing a sweater vest and khakis. And please ignore this fool, Draco said this. Luna thinks she can have a career even though she's a woman. Hey, really not stupid. Harry gasped over it. What a mean thing to say. Women aren't supposed to have careers because women are stupid. Harry shouted, women are not stupid at all. Women should not have careers because women are nurturing and loving and gifts and everyone around the house. Draco asked suddenly. You tell the truth. Women are beneath men. No, I am not. Harry said, you know such the truth, you mean it. Women are not beneath men. Men and women are just different. Luna was quite carefully. Draco was clearly fumbling for the ground, and there was so much grand and being hateful. Finally came up. Well, I don't eat with Slytherin hats. I hate Slytherin. All began crying in the home meal. I don't hate Slytherin hats. I think they should become Gryffindor hats because I love them. Besides, the Lord ate the sinners all the time. Thank you, brother. Ron said tearfully. Well, you should just be a Ravenclaw hat like me, Draco said. We really are the best hat. I think you are all being hateful correction of the dead. He jumped over the table and he right at the ceiling wall, of course. Dear Lord, attention, I'm a Gryffindor hat. Officer blessings. Matthew said, what? Judge not? That year has not judged. So, yeah. Well, at least you got one thing, right? Gryffindor. So, another thing I know about Harry Potter is that apparently how the houses are. Gryffindor's the jocks, the Slytherins are the emo kids in the back, the Ravenclaws are the nerds, and the Hufflepuffs are the weird kids in the basement everyone forgot about. Chapter 7. Wheaton Chef! Hello. Phew, this chapter took longer than I suspected. It seems that it's done more than 4 parsons. And the Heracon, not alone with silence, we finally get around to finishing touches of this little chapter. I do apologize. There are a few questions coming in, and I thought I'd address. Since I don't have any special, first of all the mommies have expressed a little story. Thank you. Your supporters keep me right. Remember, the glory of mine is a greater curse, and that's a Bible-believing Christian. It's like a big ugly monster who lives under a bridge and wanting everyone to do the right thing because heaven makes big ones. And when everyone do the right thing and go to heaven makes someone go call bigot. Well, that's about it well for you. And finally, people saying I am spreading hate. Take a look at the comments I posted. I am truly a thing of a terrible mother whose children will hate her one day. Who is I spreading hate to? Because I don't think so. Great hollow applause as a regular baseball cat with a lion embroiled on the front of Harry's head. He hopped to the side of the table and landed on his little feet. He got a loud Lord and big decision. He made more of a decision when Hermione dashed across the cafeteria and makes potatoes sauce. It was a red yellow baseball cap, although the cap had a kitten on it. Simple that. I'm so happy, she said quietly. I saw you eating with that family. I was scared. I thought you might become a Slytherin. No worry about that, he said. I am a Gryffindor now forever. Well then, Dumbledore said, with long exile stride, the noise moved. Welcome to the Gryffindor hat, fella! Harry beamed happily as he truly blessed. Yeah, he sat down and finished his breakfast. And he sat down with so joy as he sat next to Ronald. Will you still be my friend, even though I'm a different hat? Ronald said timidly. Of course, Harry said loudly, because he began to eat his eggs. As expected, the eggs were now cold, but now the hullabaloo, but they were still piping hot. Even if he tended to Ronald worshipped the dead. He's still up there. I like to pretend that the Huffs are Mormons. I think he's a young boy friendship in Matthew 2:16-17. Thank you, Ronald. So finally, he made me a smiley green black cat. There's a snake on it, but it testified the slur leaves, which recognized this. Harry Peter hearted good atrocity, humility, and innocent goods. He looked around his siblings and all they were wearing matching hats. He wondered why none of them were like that. Attention students, Overlord said. Authority hopped on stage, held the microphone by his mouth. Let's pick our hats. I should choose wisely. Harry hummed to himself, and he knew that Reverend meant well. But it's truly that the members of the other hats much good to him, and everyone's saying it would have been happier if they read the Bible, take it seriously. Dumbledore looked around everybody. He in the room by the short run. Harry looked around, and Harry not knowing anything. He expected luck. He didn't feel different before, but sometimes he takes new incomers around the weird. Rowan clapped his hands against each other's own, but he spoke. Now you will be sharing the classes with some members' hats, so it is good for this. Ravenclaw hats, please go around with your booty. Hufflepuff hats, please go around Miss Spout. Slytherin hats, please go around Mr. Finnegan. Now Gryffindor hats, please go around Mr. Snape. Okay, Finnegan, he's some Irish kid. He tried to turn water into alcohol. Because he's Irish, and as we all know, the Irish worship alcohol. Now I make back the spiel, Snape. I saw a mysterious man with black hair and gaunt, enigmatic features. A stylish, crisp black suit and a tie made of red, and otherwise black suit. Dark hair, the pale chest lit up. Worn in black colors, and would notice a man sitting on a place card on it, Mr. Snape. Harry, fellow children, wearing Gryffindor hats. Consider 1617. There's the publicans and the. Yeah, but refreshing, honestly. Hello, friends. Fort Paris. I am sure that you and all a new chapter. One thing I need to talk about. Many people are calling me misogynist. That means woman hater. Friends, I do not hate women. I am a woman. Now, why are people calling me this? Apparently, it's saying that the women are loving in nature. Right now, I'm just a mean old bigot, huh? Wait, wrong. I am not bigoted at all. Note, it is true that the Bible is written about women who used to be an excuse to actually be hateful to women, and that is terrible. There are some people out there that women are sooner less of men. Friends, this is not what I believe at all. I believe women are special gifts known to God. In fact, I truly think that if women's virtues are respected, the world will be a much better place to live in. If any of these Christians who hate women and think women are less stupid and less fortunate men, that God will respect us, well, they are truly serious talking about a certain housewife. Does that sound misogynistic to you? Well, Harry Potter walked around nervously about Professor Snape. The others were ready all back to say. Snape stood up suddenly and mentioned all the boys and girls around him. They sauntered around the great hall. He led them to a small classroom full of desks. He motioned little ones. They did. He stood up at a blackboard in front of them. Welcome to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. He said, dignified, rugged, and melody. The little one sat down at attention. So you've all chosen the Gryffindor hat. He declared and raised an eyebrow. Yes, Snape. Also said, well, Snape said, strapped down there. I would like to say that choosing You choose the will make your life that be easy. But it was all a lie. It was all a lie. The dark forces of the world, they're not like Christians. And when they say Christians, I mean Gryffindor hats. They love the Hufflepuff hats. Because the Hufflepuff hats believe in everything people say and slap Christian on his philosophy. So that makes Gryffindor hats easy. So the Hufflepuff hats make it easier. The Ravenclaw hats claim these people claim not to like, but they pretend that the Ravenclaw hat's extremism applies to all Christians. So Harry frowned confused. After Revan's acceptance of all the hats, he wondered if Snape addressed him directly. He had found Snape's honest, refreshing word like this. Honestly, combined with the hate of other Draco's hats, I think the other hats are wrong. But then he wanted Mr. Snape to hate them for being wrong. He wanted to help them. And then, of course, the other hats. Their hats tell you are the same side because they agree that Gryffindor has other things. But they're fooled. Their leader is working for Voldemort. Shocked, horrified, gasp, working for them. Harry slapped his hands over his mouth, and attempted to contain his horror. But he was still shocked. His new friend not only worshipped a goddess, but was now in cahoots with Voldemort? And the other ones at this time were horrified. From the back of the clean-cut, young-dressed boy. What about the Constitution? Dean Thomas said articulately. Does not care about the First Amendment? Snape said, I'm afraid not. Voldemort is working the freedoms. Dean Thomas said again. Why does Voldemort hate Christians so much? No one knows. Harry's on the move. We, the Gryffindor hats, are the only ones capable of stopping him. Harry was there, was determined. There. He was ready to face evil. Chapter 9. A letter to dinner. Hello, friends. I apologize for this afternoon, but I have good news. Starting tonight, I'll begin taking my first writing course at the local community college. Though all the hate revolutionists, feminists, and Romanists, there have been some legitimate criticism of my writing. My mother did her best, and she certainly did teach me about things, but grammar was not her area of expertise. It is clearly convincing from my husband. The hubby wasn't sure at the time. Here. 1 week into the school year, Harry was gradually starting to gaze the Hogwarts School Prayer Miracles. There was the breakfast salad each morning, and then there was the prayer session led by a Reverend. The Slytherins often did their own prayer sessions of the way, and the Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws played the Gryffindors. But the Hufflepuffs complained about the Reverend quoting the Bible, and the Ravenclaws complained about the Reverend didn't really hate the sinners. He just hated sin. And all the praying little ones were regular math and English tests. Of course, all they were at high caliber of school. We'll find a public school. There was the Bible studies and Christian history. After all, lunch in the Great Hall. After lunch, American history, Constitution laws, and missionary thinking. Are all these classes? The dinner was the Great Hall, which is where students have free time. It was such dinner. Harry was eating out. He was making friends. Ron, Hermione, and Dean Thomas. It really is, Dean Thomas said intelligently. Is there? Harry was the needs to combine. You're great. The yellow bow. What is this? Ron grinned quietly like the Harry. Ronald ate the breakfast and lunch with his family. But he did more than just eating. More dinners of Gryffindor's friends. With these Gryffindor friends of his. They were amazed to see how nice they wore their different hat. A little unintentional conditional friendship of a person's heart. And then, then there were a bunch of people with beautiful wings and glowing white robes swooped from the great hall. Yellow halos over their heads. There was a brown leather satchels around their shoulders. They were graceful satchels and glorious envelopes plunged in. The mail's here, Dean Thomas said accurately. He shielded his eyes, wondering. Harry popped chin, and the magnificent postmen they were. He loved angels. This was beautiful. He's like, well, you look at that. You got a letter, huh, brother? And then Harry broke off the seal and envelope his. Harry. Dear Harry, it's easy to first week Hogwarts. Hope you're learning a lot. How did you come over for tea after this dinner? Harry smiled. And a letter in the envelope. Good old Hagrid. What does it say? Hermione said with golden curls. Harry was calling for tea. Would you like to join me? I'd love to. That sounds fun, Dean Thomas said. Could I come? Ronald said tentatively. And Ronald's both sprouts. Hermione, Dean Thomas, Ronnie said, of course you can. Brothas said, there, the god of his faith. Let's go! Chapter 10. Our dangerous day is here. Hello, friends. Sorry, Senator took long book, but the instructor of my new writing class has a kind proofreading. I didn't take all his suggestions, but I liked most of them. I hope to wait worth it. Oh, another thing. If you, in good intention, misguided readers, would consider asking my Hudson's permission to take a class. Friends, it is not long ago that I said the same thing. Culture told me to be a wife submissive, and I believed it. I say, created to be his helpmeet by Debbie Pearl. Life and marriage changer. Hagrid lived in his little home on the edge of Hogwarts campus. Little ones arrived right there, the smiles he kissed there. Smiling in anticipation there. Hagrid opened up the door. Welcome, Harry. I'm glad you come. Friends. Indeed I did, he said. This is Dean Thomas, a Gryffindor hat. Pleased to meet you, brother. Thomas tells me. This is my good Gryffindor hat, says a retrieval. They shyly waved, charming. This is Ronald. Ronald. Let's see, obviously. It says Hagrid to live large. In a way no one is family, perhaps the entire Slytherin hat was to be present in such a man. Hagrid knows his grades to his. But I got it. Said, prove mercy, opened the door, said, glad to meet you all, please. Before the was got in. Inside, Hagrid's house was tastefully decorated. Her pad mounted above the mantelpiece. It brought all of Moose's head. The oak table, the curtains. What a nice place to have, brother. It really is, Dean said. Greg said, thank you. I live by John 15:19, of course. But I do try to keep it tidy. Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione nodded knowingly. In a few minutes, they were all seated at the table with Harry ready his famous chocolate chip cookies. They munched together delicious morsels and Hagrid had more tea. How's school going? I said, very well. Right. More cookies, though, was there? Hagrid was getting cookies. Harry's wife while a newspaper opened up. The Voldemort spotted Hogwarts? Well, you look at that. A moment's calling ladies read the paper. Voldemort was spoken at several cities at the Hogwarts school period. Also, some man trying to put through a bill of Congress so Christians from practicing their beliefs. If passed, homeschooling will be illegal. Christians will be put in jail. Even be killed unless they say the Bible says what Voldemort wanted it to say. Saying, Merry Christmas, and to hang the 10 Commandments will put you in a Merry Great Education program. Dean Thomas was finished. Harry, Hermione were third. Gave her an innocent friendly pat. How could I be such angry with God? Hermione sobbed. I don't know. What a horrible person. Dean Thomas said silently. First they try making us pledge of allegiance. And now they don't want us Christians to be Christians. Next they'll be killing us all. It's a bad time to be a Christian in America. Ronald sat guiltily in silence, hearing the future. He began to wonder what sort of hat he was chosen. John 15:19. If ye were of the world would be his own. Because ye are not ye of the world, but have chosen them. Chapter 11. A challenge! Hello, friends. Reading Quest is doing quite well, and I decided to talk to my teacher about my little story. What do you consider kind of me? Here's a lot of questions. I think about guiding this class of first grade of my own. Another thing I got to make much about the Slytherins. People saying that somehow that I hate Catholics, friends. I do not hate Catholics. All I want is for Catholics and everyone else to go to heaven and be happy with God. Do you know who really hates Catholics? The so-called Catholic Church. Ironic, huh? But If we think wild lies of Catholics about salvation, and you know your leader is a socialist, it seems that a certain someone doesn't know much about the Bible or the Constitution. And was really the only one God? No one? If any Catholics are reading this, I ask you lightly, consider more important. Your so-called religion or the truth? Harry, Hermione, Dean Thomas, and Ronald all walked up the gate campus. They were truly of sorts. Voldemort campus? Well, they run into him. They quickly ran back to their sleep. Next morning, the four of us got breakfast. The spread of the day was level. Fluffy scrambled eggs, crisp bacon, home fries, grits, waffles, apples, orange juice, ice cream, tea. Truly, let's wonder. I can't believe Voldemort spawned our own campus area so lately. Neither can I, Dean Thomas today. I'm scared, Hermione murmured, and fidgeted with her fork. Why, if he tries to kill Harry, I'll be fine, Dean declared confidently. He then gave him a reassured squeeze. They both blushed. What are the four you gossiping about? Seriously, buddy. It was a smog and came behind him. It was... Harry turned around and saw Draco behind him. Draco's hands were folded to rest stomach. Behind him were two young men, dressed the same Draco leather pants. I know what TV tropes is, brother. Brown sweater vests and white button-up shirts. Here, let's go. We're in the newspaper. Would you like to join us? I think not. You may be comfortable dining with women outside your family, but I am not. I do have to put in a better than. Why would I want to talk to one? Harry gritted his teeth. And it said this like this. The so-called feminists these days say that call everything sexist. A man respecting a woman, providing her for care for her, the children, the home, and she truly desires. The woman, called woman hating. That's this is a real sexism look like. The truth is the women are just as far as men. And God says it's equal. But equal does not mean same when we treat men and women the same as they tell women to go work all day and forget about her true wife and a mother. Then she is the real woman hating. And then the people like Draco, who think that God messed up and made women worse than men. And now that it's okay, brother. It's a real mean thing to say, Harry said bravely, and clapped his fist at the table so hard that the plates bounced. Mr. Snape looked over the direction of commotion. He dressed very dapperly in a fresh dressed t-shirt and pants. He covered his long muscular legs and on top of his haber's hip carpet, and underneath visible with big hair of a big heavy King James version of the Bible cafeteria. What exactly is going on here? He questioned over his head. Nothing, murmured Draco, embarrassed voice. This Draco is being a bully to the ladies. With a gasp, Greg covered his mouth. He said, Attention, Draco. We as Christians must respect women and treat them with the gentleness they deserve our mothers and daughters and sisters. Mr. Snape? Yeah, who the heck is Greg? I'll guess it's Snape. We were jealous of others' daughters. As Snape talked about this, Harry smiled haughtily at a set of fools, shook his fist. I'll get you for this, Potter. Tonight, after dinner, in the courtyard, we have a pray-off. Whatever that is. Chapter 12. Hello, friends. I had this chapter all ready to go, wait for the last crash, but then of course things got out of the way. Now I have to slide myself down for Parsons, and I thought, look at this. The campus was dark. Hermione, Dean Thomas, and the others walked out of the dormitories and silent. All the others were like his little ones asleep, because the bright, shining stars took above the creation trio. I'm really nervous, Ron said chickily. Isn't that against the rules? Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione looked knowingly. It was Ron's fault. That's how he had been raised. Slytherin hats do not question authority. They think that just because they do is what Slytherin hats tell them to do. They think that they may need the law to work important. This is the law of work, Harry says. It's more important. Right, Dean Thomas, and all the things were mispronounced. He addressed the convocation. His face was scrubbed quietly, and Any mind would be proud of her son, having a son. Oh, Ron said. He never had thought about anything more following rules. Not in the Lord's work. Ronald was asking big questions about salvation. What happened if Harry and sinners fought? Just then, Draco steps out from behind a tree, wearing yet another sweater vest. He was proudly spotting a Ravenclaw hat. Well, Potter, Draco said. Looks like you're a prey off after all. That's right, Harry said curiously. Well then, seriously, let's pray. Harry and Draco got down on both knees in the sky. First of all, God loves me the best, Draco said confidently. He said, Dear Lord, if you agree with me that women are stupid, Paul is wrong, please tell me there. Her gasped. He kneels. Dean Thomas looked carefully, began to cry. Harry in the village. He knew the men of the load. Harry grins. He looked to the sky for a bolt of lightning, but none came. His last son began to cry. Now it was Harry's turn. Harry? Harry began to scream with a fire voice. Dear Lord, if you agree that the women are just as good as the Gryffindors as men, they looked at her please. For a second, he thought they were asking Draco to struck down, but then he overcame mercy. Please make him a Gryffindor hat. For a moment, on that hat, Draco's hat turned to red yellow with a lion on it. The tears rolling down his face were not sad tears, they were happy tears. The crowds of onlookers burst into applause. Harry no shrinks in it. They evaded them. Love for the Lord. Author's note. Chapter 13. Visit to Hogwarts. Hello, friends. Many of you to class of that chapter. Oops. I had a feeling some of writing skills last class. I didn't need to ask the teacher for proofread again. Oops. I just thought to show that Proverbs 16:18 applies to us all. And that, friends, is why Capture's going up so late. I waited until Greg had a chance to look over the detail. He says I'm definitely improving, but he says it's suggestions. Hope you all enjoy. The crowd looked over the chair. The two righteous boys, led by Dean Thomas, Ronald and Hermione. Hermione reached Harry first. Joyful tears sitting down her pink lacy skirt to reach you. Her big chase dog. I was so scared, she said. Harry pulled away from her and told her, there's something you're afraid of. Her righteousness. Hermione grinned and said, you're so brave, and smiled and blustered at a shy schoolboy. He didn't know why the other people. Perhaps it was the godly. But Harry felt like it might be more admiration of this. Also a word, a finger on it. Dean Thomas put it. Amazing job out there, he said, there. Harry smiled heavily. It's the word of great power. Dean Thomas shook his head in admiration of the humble word. Truly, the lack was a shining in this one. What was the next line? Tears slipping down his nose and his chin. He wiped his face and shook his face. They struck out for another one. Harry generously returned to action. That was amazing, Ronald said. How was it, Dean Thomas? Maybe it has something to do with that hat on your head. Ronald looked carefully. Many of his siblings were too many for two parents and took care of like that. After all that together, they grabbed Ronald away from them. He pulled him away. Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione were sad. I hope their hearts are true of this. Before they could go up to the that's a parking lot, pulling lot. It did not look like a car a busy mommy or daddy would have. No, this was a small, so-called eco-friendly car. Harry, Dean Thomas looked at us suspiciously. They did not know to come out of it. They got the feeling it was not someone good. Oh boy, the mayor is not good like that. Yeah, so the thing about Gmodville is that basically the mayor, for environmental purposes, the mayor has outlawed NFTs. NFTs and the use of crypto in the city. I mean, Gabe Newell had something to do with that too. And for basically, a lot of people at Gmodville don't mainly use eco-friendly cars. I mean, there are some people who use gas, but the only gasoline that does this is usually the alternate fuel type. The car started open. A man stepped out. He was tall and pale skin. He was a younger man, with only a thin layer of his shirt. He was wearing a t-shirt with pants and sneakers. No one seemed to take much notice of him, but then the Reverend's wife screamed. She fainted. She saw life. The Reverend Dumbledore continued. The so-called pro-women's rights people think that Ephesians 5:2-5 will be about the wives being submissive. They don't talk about it because their husbands sacrifice their wives too. Wow! Impressive. The man got out of his car and stopped to guess. He said, "Stand back to that's Voldemort himself." Pressing Proverbs. Pride go forth. Instruction this. Wives, submit unto your husbands and unto the Lord. You know that this is the Savior. Therefore, the church. And, yep, this is the last chapter. Author's note. Hello, friends. I have some news. I know disappointing the mommies out there. But a friend, my husband, and I had a long talk about it, and he doesn't think about a writing class a good idea for our family. It's a hard decision to accept, but he knows best. I want to know many righteous believers told me to be supportive of mine. And I hope this last chapter ties up all loose ends here. Harry guessed, and Dean Thomas gasped too, and Hermione burst into tears. And Hermione was in Voldemort's parking lot. The informed crowd of righteous students were nervous instead. Harry looked at the praised man toward him. He thought of all the lies he could have told by evolution's feminist all his life. And he thought of the empty, meaningless, depraved. That's what he did. It distracted him, but loving is his life. And all he one day would die, and that there was no happy heaven for him, only the flames of hell. Harry wandered around so stupidly. Who would want hell more than heaven? It made Harry so mad. Voldemort stopped him. He was in front of Reverend Dumbledore. He hung on it. Hello, my name's Tom Riddle, and I'm here to visit my cousin. Which way is the Guy Storm? Enough of the lies, he said. Dumbledore said, "You know why you're here," Voldemort said weakly. He tried to say, "I'm sorry, what?" Dumbledore said, "You're pretending to be dumb, I see. Well, I'm not stupid. We all know that you hate Christians." I don't hate Christians," Voldemort lied honestly. "What are you talking about?" "You're pretending to be dumb," Rivers said. "You all know your plot to legalize Christianity," Voldemort blinked again. "Wait, is this about my Reddit account?" "Is that what you call a godless coven?" Voldemort said. "Yes, it's about your so-called Reddit account trying to deny your hatred of Christianity. When you post things about these Christians all suck, their religion is stupid, should be illegal. I will write to Congress, I will make them the law." Harry laughed intelligently, because Dumbledore did not understand proper grammar and spelling. "That was a joke," he said. "The whole account was a joke. I mean, Voldemort, the righteous skeptic," he laughed in a nervous one of a who knows he is damned. "Of course you're not taking it seriously. Do you think religion is a laughing matter, young man?" Dumbledore deemed righteously. "Well, it is not. What sort of joke is trying to outlaw religion?" "Of course I don't actually want to outlaw religion," he'll say. "That'd be ridiculous. I only got annoyed by the ridiculous straw man some Christians have made out of atheism. So I want to see someone rising by depraved and evil we non-believers are." "Why, I reply with something like that. You know that the stereotype to the extreme to point out how ridiculous it is. Also, a majority of atheists believe that exists as stereotypes and Marxists believe, and that's all, which is hateful of people they all are. That really does the damage. They bug me. Strongman arguments, like ability. So I did the same thing to them, replying with an evil, extreme version of this absurdity. "So, you're making fun of atheism?" Dumbledore said shrewdly. "No, I am an atheist," Dumbledore said. "Just like I thought," Dumbledore said. "Well, they saw her satisfaction in the Lord." And he said, We are prepared for this day. We have prepared for a long time for this. The Holy Ghost one stood attention. Convert him! So bravely and all this, all at once the students began to shout. You have been lied and tricked of society. Harry said, you deserve to burn in hell. You come here, St. Tom said. Debate me on religion. I am so upset you don't accept the Bible, he said offendedly. The Bible is the best book ever written. Why can't I accept that? I'm a Gryffindor hat now, Dumbledore, Draco said. As he said, zeal, newcomers. Do you hate me now? I bet you do. Voldemort covered his ears in discomfort. He shouted loudly at the word of the Lord. You're prepared for this to scream? Well, it is the work of the Lord, Dumbledore said. Aren't you the better ways of this? In a board aiming fun of people on the internet? Dumbledore said. Your Lord seemed to be curious about the people around him. You don't work anymore? How do you believe in the help? When you attack people trying to destroy us? Dumbledore said, I told you before, that Reddit account is a joke. Dumbledore whined pathetically, but the Reverend shook his head. I thought it might be so, Reverend said, but it was too realistic. How was it realistic? It was so subtle. I was poetically about the sexiness of Redbeards. And said that Christopher Hickens had superpowers. It was supposed to be funny. Taking it seriously? Oh, Scott says. Literally, no little joke is what they are like. So my Reddit account solidified your conception that all a bunch of anti-Christian bigots who are angry at God? Dumbledore said, excited. Okay. You know we've gone so far, but I know so much of the serious contribution misinformation stereotypes. I don't feel comfortable continuing this. Dumbledore pulled on, I found his pocket. Made a type in a few minutes later, he showed his grade. See? I made a post. I am a troll. It is the last post I'll make an account. You happy? Dumbledore said to anything really. He turned to the little other doctor. Students of Hogwarts! This fool is not the reason. Let's save this heaven's soul! Dumbledore vouched a heretic. He turned down the little ones who behind the process. Students of Hogwarts! This... Oh, yeah. The little ones on their knees and they gathered. They screamed into the heavens, and the voices of those were their great work. Please, Lord, make a Gryffindor hat. Voldemort wickedly. I know it's weird. I'm gonna use the restroom for a bit. I'm back, brothers! Thank God that toilet is there. Voldemort sighed wickedly, and he took his head godlessly, and he walked away depraved. But he was more fascinated. We had a fornicating drug taking evolution disappeared in the night. The ones who couldn't pray. They knew if they screamed loud enough, they could change the world. Well, that was an interesting fanfic. Great sad you are, but Jack! Hey! What are you doing here, brother? I'm here to get my phone and my laptop. You're literally using my YouTube channel to breed a crappy Harry Potter fanfic. Okay, okay, sorry about that, guys. So, Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles? It's a read Harry Potter fanfic, but instead of magic, it's Jesus. A crazy weird Karen wrote this, didn't it? Probably. Well, guess I might have to take your word for it. So, wait, Voldemort's a redditor? Yes, brother. Can I end the stream? Yep. Well, sorry about that, internet. I'm gonna end the stream here, I guess.